In this video, we are going to review the subtraction strategies that we have worked on throughout the year in order to get ready for our two-digit subtraction. When I ask you to pause the video to try using the strategy we just reviewed, then you need to pause the video and complete the Nearpod slide that's labeled with that strategy. You will then unpause the video to review the next strategy and pause when you're asked to and complete the next slide that's labeled with that strategy. You will continue until you have practiced all 8 strategies. The first strategy that we're going to talk about is subtracting 0 or subtracting the same number. Some examples of this strategy might be 4 minus 0. Any number where we take away 0 is going to result in the same number. There's no change to the starting number. When you take the same number away from itself, then your answer is obviously going to be 0 because you're taking all of the beginning number away and you'll end up with 0. Go ahead and pause the video and find the Nearpod slide with the strategy subtracting 0 or the same number. The next strategy that we're going to talk about is the counting back strategy. In this strategy, you will put the largest number in your head or in your fist, like we've done before, and then you're going to count back 1, 2, or 3. So in this problem, we have 6 minus 2. So I can put that 6 in my fist, and I'm going to count back 2. 6, 5, 4. So the difference in 6 minus 2 is 4. Pause the video and find the Nearpod slide with the counting back 1, 2, or 3 strategy. The next strategy that we're going to learn or review is the count up strategy. In this strategy, it is best to use it if the numbers you're subtracting are kind of close to each other on the number line. So if you look at this number line, we have 16 minus 14. If you can see, 16 and 14 are kind of close on the number line, so this is a good time to use this strategy. So what we do is we put the smallest number in our head, and we're going to count up to the starting number. So we are taking the number that we're subtracting, 14, and we're counting up to 16. 15, 16. So 16 minus 14 equals 2. Go ahead and pause the video and find the Nearpod slide, count up, and complete that slide. The next strategy that we're working on is the take from 10 strategy. So in your Nearpod slide, you're going to see different subtraction facts where you are taking from 10. You're not going to see the tens frames, but you can imagine a 10 frame. 10 minus 0, we know that if we start with the entire 10 frame filled and we take 0, we're still going to have 10. If you look at 10 minus 5 equals 5, we think about all 10 of the spaces to start, and if you take 5 away, you can kind of visualize that you have 5 left. Go ahead and pause this video and go ahead to the Nearpod slide that has the strategy take from 10 to complete. The next strategy that we are going to practice is the doubles takeaway strategy. In order to use this strategy, you want to use your doubles facts to help you with subtraction. So if you have a problem and you see 2 minus 1, you might immediately think, oh, I know that 1 plus 1 equals 2 because it's the doubles fact. So therefore, 2 minus 1 equals 1. Now this is using our related facts and knowing your doubles addition facts in order to do this strategy. Let's try another one. When I see 16 minus 8, I automatically see 8 plus 8 in my head, and I know that 8 plus 8 equals 16. So 16 minus 8 is going to equal 8. Go ahead and pause the video. Go to the Nearpod slide with the doubles takeaway strategy. Our next strategy that we're working on is the near doubles takeaway. So this one is going to be, this one's a little bit more challenging if you want to use it, but once you know those doubles facts, then you are going to know that if you look at 11 minus 5, you know that 5 plus 5 equals 10, and you know that 10 plus 1 more would equal 11, so therefore 5 plus 1 more equals 6. So 11 minus 5 equals 6. Again, you're looking at the number that you're subtracting. 6, you know that 6 plus 6 equals 12, but we want it to be 1 less. So 6 minus 1 equals 5. Therefore, 11 minus 6 equals 5. This problem, 12 minus 5, you know that 5 plus 5 equals 10. You know that 10 is 2 less than 12, so you're going to take 2 from the 5. 5, 4, 3, so you know, nope, that's wrong. You're adding 2 to the 5. 5 plus 2 equals 7 because 12 is 2 more. And finally, we have 12 minus 7. We can double the 7. 7 plus 7 equals 14. You know that 14 is 2 more than the 12, so we want to go ahead and take 2 from the 7, so 7, 6, 5, so therefore we know that 12 minus 5, or 7, equals 5. Go ahead and pause the video and go to the near doubles takeaway slide in your Nearpod and complete those problems. The next strategy that we're going to use is the subtracting 9 strategy. So there are different ways that you can look at this. The way that we have discussed is when we subtract 9, we know that we can pretend like the 9, anytime we're subtracting 9, we pretend like 9 is 10. So we know that 13 minus 10 equals 3. So 13 minus 9 is going to be 1 more than that because we're subtracting, if we pretend like we're subtracting 10, we know that the answer is going to be 1 more. So 13 minus 9 equals 4. You can think about these other 2 ways as well. 13 minus 9, we know that 1 more than 3, if you look at the ones digit in the first number that you are subtracting from, you know that 1 more than 3 is 4, so 13 minus 9 is going to equal 4. And finally, when you're subtracting 9 from a number, if you look at the starting number, you can add the 2 digits, the ones and tens place. 1 plus 3 equals 4. So you know 13 minus 9 equals 4. Go ahead and pause the video and practice using that subtracting 9 strategy in the Nearpod slide that's labeled subtracting 9. Finally, our last strategy that we're working on is the subtracting 10. We kind of just did this with the subtracting 9. You can look at it 2 different ways. First, you know that you're going to think of tens and ones. So 14 minus 10. If we start with 14 and we're taking away 10, if we think about using tens blocks or place value blocks, we have 1 10 and 4 ones. So if we're taking 10, we're just taking that 10 away. So we know that 14 minus 10 equals 4. Or you can picture it in a tens frame. So we know that 14 minus 10, we have 10 and 4 to make 14, and we just take 10 of those away, which leaves us with 4 left. If the ones in both of the places is the same, 14 minus 4, the ones place is the same, then we know it's going to equal 10 because that's all that would be left of the 14 if we take 4 from the 14, the 4 ones. Go ahead and pause the video. This is the end of our video, so you may go ahead and complete the last slide in your Nearpod video, the one that is titled Subtracting 10. And then you may do some practice problems on your own, and we will get busy on 2-digit subtraction next.